What's going on, people? Welcome back to an opposition preview. I'm joined by a very special guest, Cecil from AFTV. What's going on, bro?
I'm good, D, man. It's good to see you, man. It's always good. Normally I see you, you're very confident.
Yeah, man.
You know, you come with some jabs at, us normally. But today, I don't know how you're going to be. I'm intrigued to see how this preview goes because it's not looking good Palace side right now.
Yeah, literally, we are at the opposition territory for the opposition preview. Exactly, yeah. We're literally here to, of course, discuss the Arsenal game with Cecil. Look, Cecil, before we actually talk about Palace, because, I mean, I've done that with box to box with Turkish, gave my thoughts on it, make sure to check it out, people, as well. Arsenal, talk to me, man. I mean, we always have a little bit of laugh and giggles here and there with Arsenal, but you are actually sitting fourth right now.
Yeah.
Sitting fourth.
I know.
A few injuries here and there. Yeah. One win, I think, in 6 or 7.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I mean, it sounds worse than what it is, if I'm being real. Of course, it's a big change from, was top at Christmas, and then by New Year was sitting in fourth, still currently sitting in fourth. There was a lot of meltdowns in the fan base, but recently, it's the Premier League, it's how it goes. Like, you drop points and you're a game away from, problems, a lot of people say, but I think we're all right. I think it's annoying that we're fourth, of course, but we're good. We should bounce back against you guys. You mentioned we have player injuries, but players are returning back from injury as well, especially in time for this Palace game. Jesus is back. We haven't been putting up top. We haven't been scoring goals of late. And I know Jesus, some would say, is not the answer, but he definitely causes more of a threat than what we have in Eddie Nketiah or when we had Havertz up top. So that is good news for Arsenal fans. I think that brings a lot of confidence to us. Obviously Zinchenko as well, he's returning as well from injury. We had Jakub Kiwior playing and covering him whilst he was injured. He scored an own goal against Liverpool, but it'd be nice to have him back again. That's another boost for us. And yeah, I think, we've just been away warm weather training in Dubai. I think the team have kind of got together and realised it probably came at the right time because they realised, they're in a bad situation in the 3 losses of late, and it's time to bounce back. I think Palace on the weekend, after the fact you've had a replay against Everton and that means you played recently, so you will have tired legs. We're quite refreshed. I think we'll be able to come back firing. You have no Elise. Things are, for us, I feel, are starting to, should hopefully turn off the back of what happens on Saturday. But I don't want to...
He sounds optimistic, I'll tell you that. You think they won all 7 games in a row.
I hear you, but that's how I need to be. And it's annoying because as an Arsenal fan, when I feel like this, they can let us down. I think as football fans in general, you build yourself up, and football is the biggest humbler, and you can be humbled very quickly. But I want to believe that this is the game that kicks us back onto getting back into a title charge, and we need it. We need it, and I feel like you guys aren't in, like we mentioned before, aren't in the greatest of positions. I spoke to Palace fans. I've even heard what you've said recently as well. It's not looking great at the moment. I know when Eze got taken off in the Everton game, there was a lot of boos, and you said there was banners in the stadium at that time, but that is good for Arsenal fans to say, we should be able to capitalise on that. That might evoke a reaction from you guys on Saturday, but I think it's a big ask when you're coming against Arsenal, who competed for the title last season and did start okay as well this season, but just gone for a bit of a dip. But it's now time to change that, bro.
So what's your expectations for the season then? Because look, expectations last season, I guess during the season, was to go win the title,
of course,
which you didn't achieve. The season before that, it was, I don't know what your expectations were, top 4.
Top 4.
Yeah, which you didn't achieve. Yeah. But then again, Arsenal have improved season on. Yeah. That's the confusing thing.
I'm glad you said that, because I was about to say, you're getting cheeky, I'm about to come at you now. But
Arsenal have improved season on,
they have improved.
But during the season, based on the expectation that have changed, they haven't been able to match it. So what do you expect this season? If it's a title, do you think you'll go and do it?
No, well listen, I'll keep it real. People are me saying I don't expect us to win the league this season might be, I don't think it'll be a shock to people, but they'll be like, what the hell? You printed a t-shirt last season and
where's the Christmas tee?
Yeah.
Come on, where's the Christmas tee?
Not this season.
We're top of the table every Christmas.
Luckily,
I guess you win that trophy. I guess you won that already.
I didn't do that this year.
No, but you done something though.
No, I just reposted the
you reposted it, yeah. He thinks it's cheeky. We know what he's doing.
No, not even. I'm just.
And then after that, what? 1 win in 7 after that? Or 1 win in 5? Yeah.
Where are you, man? You're 14th right now. Don't start coming at us, bro. There's problems with you, man.
We're down bad. Look, I'm in all black. It's a funeral right now, Crystal Palace. But I'm not having no t-shirts.
But I at the beginning of the season, before the season started, we did a prediction video on AFTV, and I said I don't see us winning the league this season. I think City do it again. They were the best team in the world at the time. They probably still are. Obviously treble winners. Liverpool obviously back in as well now to compete, and I just feel like teams, last season there was a lot of surprise factor for Arsenal. A lot of teams didn't see, that attack being so potent again. And also we've got like Martinelli 10 plus goals, Saka 10 plus goals, midfield 10 plus goals. Like we were having our greatest scoring form. And I couldn't expect that again for Arsenal this season. I don't know why. I think people think the natural progression is we go on and win it. I just see City again with what they have. They're always going to be better. So I predicted them to win the league, us to be second. That may change now, but I still think we can be in the route. So I think we challenge for the title. I just don't think we win the league. I expected silverware this season. That's what I did expect. I expected an FA Cup or a League Cup. That was what my belief was.
Who you got next round in FA Cup?
Funny. What about
we're
you?
The same boat.
FA Cup, yeah,
we're the same boat. We're the same boat. But we have Roy Hodgson. You have Super Mikel Arteta.
I hear that, but we played Liverpool. You played.
Yeah, Everton, which I mean you have struggled with in the past.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, exactly.
Liverpool, Everton, Liverpool going for the top. Anyway, but you know what it is. But
so what's silverware? Okay,
so I expect silverware, but now all we have left is I've said we're not going to win the title, so all it is a Champions League. Do I believe we're going to win Champions League? Don't be cheeky. No, I don't. But
you might look. No. Jokes aside, Champions League it depends on the draw.
It does.
I've said it before. I said at the start of the season that. It wouldn't surprise me if you do go far in the Champions League because I think you have got it in you. But it also depends on your performances because in front of goal, as you said, you haven't been scoring the goals. You've been creating chances but not scoring the goals.
Exactly that.
Now, do you think that's down to the manager? Some people are still blaming the manager for that. Or is it down to the players? Because for me, I'm looking at Martinelli this season. I don't think he's been at the levels that he should be at. Even Saka recently, he's not been playing as good. For me, your strikers has always been a problem because I think Jesus is a good striker, but he's not going to score you the goals to win you the title.
Yeah.
And I think that's been the case since he's joined. And I think Eddie Nketiah is not going to do the same. So what is it? What is it that recently? Is it the manager? Is it the players?
It's a big question that's kind of floating around our fan base. And I think when I look back at it, it's hard for me to blame the manager. Some will because they'll say the way that he's set up this season is different to what we had last season. That's why the goals are drying up. But for me as I'm going to say as an ex-player, if I went last season scored 10 plus goals, say, I feel it weird to look at the manager and say, well, why can't I even get close to that scoring form again this season? I feel like that's more on me than the manager. That's how I think of it. But I also want to highlight the fact that we should have addressed a striker, getting an actual prolific striker. Last summer, I was calling for it. I think 2 summers ago we needed a prolific striker. When Aubameyang started drying up with goals, and we tried to look for an alternative there, we needed a prolific goal scorer then. Took a bit of time. We ended up bringing in Jesus. I feel like he was never a prolific goal scorer, never hit 15 plus goals in the Premier League. So it's always been an issue. But Arteta, I think, seems to focus on defence first. So that's where I can agree with fans when they say, the manager should have addressed it earlier. That's the only way I can agree with them. But when it comes to form and scoring goals, it's not just a striker. I mean, everyone, Martinelli's got less goals than he had last season. Saka's less goals than he had last season. Jesus, Eddie, it's not just the strikers. It's everyone's not scoring. Which, again, people may say that's down to the manager. But I think you're good enough players to be able to put the ball in the back of the net. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a brain block. That's what Arteta put it down to. But hopefully that changes in the second half of the season.
I mean, we've got Roy Hodgson versus Mikel Arteta. It's going to be an interesting tactical battle. But with Mikel Arteta, do you think there is that pressure now due to the expectations? Because you kind of, you're saying that even if you don't win the title this year, as long as you're close to it, that should be fine. But let's say you finish 4th and you're 10, 15 points behind it. Do you think questions may be raised? Because I'm already seeing it. On social media.
On social media, it's crazy.
On social media, already I'm seeing it.
Nice.
Because I think that's due to the expectations. But for you, you're not going to win silverware. It's very unlikely this season.
There's pressure on Arteta. There's pressure on Arteta. He put it on himself. It's the same. It's like I forget what the saying is, but he's got. It's not his own fault, but it technically is because he pushed so far last season by competing with City and really changing Arsenal and putting us in that conversation. You've now put pressure on yourselves to kind of hit that level again this season. So he's a victim of his own success is kind of what I was going for. But there's pressure anyway. You're a manager of Arsenal Football Club. There's pressure regardless. This is your 4th season. You spent a lot of money. The owners have backed you. You're in control of everything. So there's pressure, and he knows that. He'll understand that, and rightly so. There should be pressure. Me personally as a fan, where he's taken Arsenal from what we were, I give him a bit more leeway because.
But do you think he's got it in him to win you the trophies? Do you have faith in that? Because there are managers that can take you to a certain level, But then after that level, when you talk about the end product, getting there and winning the trophies, they can't deliver.
No,
do you think from what you've seen so far from Mikel Arteta that he could be the man to deliver the trophies? Because I'll be honest, as a Palace fan, of course I'm a neutral, but I've been watching a lot of Arsenal this year. And before you can make excuses such as, are these his players? Maybe we need to sign this player and that player. But you did spend 65 million on Havertz. That money could have been maybe used elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know, he has made this is his team. Contract extensions, it's on him. This is his team. So do you think that adds that extra pressure now for him to deliver? And do you think he will deliver?
No, it adds pressure on him, but generally as a fan, I believe he can. He won the FA Cup with a terrible team for us when he first arrived. I know it's not a major trophy, but we won the Community Shield, and that was against a Man City side who were in form. Let's be real. They just come off the back of winning, the treble, and you've seen them gone on after that to win, the Super Cup and that. So that's not an easy feat. So to say, can he do it? I've seen him do it, and I know this is not the Champions League, the Premier League, but I believe he can. That thing you mentioned about the transfers, and he's part of that because I've spoken to Edu, I speak with him. It's a whole, it's everyone together making decisions of who they're signing. So I'm not letting Arteta get away with the Havertz thing at all. I think if he has the players there, I think he can get us over the line when it comes to winning trophies. I've seen it. I believe he's a good and intelligent manager. And he will be questioned about that because the top level, the Peps, they get it done. But I genuinely believe he can do it. I just think everything has to be right, and the player recruitment is big for that. If he has the players, I believe he gets it done, in my opinion.
So let's talk about the players quickly then. So who are we looking out for? Because for me, I'll be honest, I don't know why, but the main weakness I've been thinking about all along is Zinchenko, defensively anyways. I'm looking forward to that battle, even though Elise will be out. Because personally, for me, I just don't rate Zinchenko defensively. I think he can contribute in attack.
Fair.
But you do have Martinelli, Saka, Jesus should also be back as well. So who is the key player?
A weird one.
I think Rice has been fantastic for you lot, and I said it in box to box as well with Turkish. I think he's going to be a future Arsenal captain. I think he's built for it. But right now, based on your current form, who do we stop?
It's funny, yeah? You say, I'm going to go quickly to, you mentioned about Zinchenko. I think the easy target is Zinchenko can't defend. I think that's a talk from most people. But I think he's so important to our attack that he's not the weak link. Yes, defending-wise, you may say that. But I feel like the weak link, and only where I see you lot scoring is from a set piece with the height you guys have, and we haven't been great in defending set pieces. So I think the Zinchenko factor may be like, okay, cool, if we're counter-attacking and we're just going to target that. I actually don't think that works come Saturday. I think getting balls into the box, set pieces, and even more so, this is going to sound mad, Ben Whiteside, he hasn't been great this season. He might be low on confidence. If you're going to look at somewhere to attack, down that side, I don't know who's going to be starting down that side for you.
Maybe Jeffrey Schlupp. We don't know nowadays. It might be Jeffrey Schlupp. It might be. We don't know with Roy Hodgson. Yeah.
Who's it going to be? But I think that's more the weakness if I'm really looking at it from Arsenal. But attacking-wise, you should be fearful of. I don't even want to say Bukayo Saka or Martinelli, and I think that's the easiest to go to. But I don't know what I'm going to get from them these days.
That's the thing. That's the thing. When Turkish asked me the same question, I don't know because all four, I'll say four, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus, on their day, there could be trouble.
Yeah.
Like they could cause you massive problems. But then again, recently we haven't seen it. We have this break. We're going to see it against us now.
I think Jesus coming back is the only thing you can't really quantify how he's going to be. Look, I'm not going to say he's going to come in and be prolific and score crazy goals, but I think he's a problem for Palace, in my opinion. I just think he offers so much, whether it's bringing in other players and being tricky to defend against. He is someone to be more fearful of. Funny enough to Bukayo Saka and Martinelli, which sounds crazy, I know, coming out of my mouth, but I just feel like the form he might come back on is something you can't really judge, and that might be difficult. And also Martin Odegaard, I think through this whole storm of bad form of Arsenal, I think he's actually been okay and he pulls things together. Declan Rice is a great player, yes, but he's not someone I say he's going to go and score the goals and win the game for us. I think Martin Odegaard can score the goals and also create the goals for us. So him and Jesus, that's weird because I would always say Saka and Martinelli, but I think that's the obvious. I think you want to And with their form currently, I can't say that. So those are two, Jesus and Martin Odegaard.
Well, look, they do have some dangerous players, but on our day, I think we can stop them with our defenders as well.
Yeah, I like Gay, I like Anderson.
Gay, Anderson, Mitchell.
I like Mitchell as well.
But then again, I think our weakness, and this is where Martinelli needs to step up. If I'm an Arsenal fan, in this game, he has to step up because he's facing Nathaniel Klein.
Yeah, I can't believe he's still playing for you, look.
Exactly, he's facing Nathaniel Klein in 2024, and what? Martinelli 2 goals this season.
Yeah, he's not been prolific, but he can get at players though.
He can get at players, but I think that's going to be the one area that I think you can hurt us in that side. But
I agree.
What's the weakness for Arsenal, just quickly?
Like I mentioned, I think it's set pieces. Recently, it's just like we haven't been able to defend very well from set pieces. I don't want to go Zinchenko defensively. I think he
but he's not. You're Arsenal fan. You watch Zinchenko week in, week out. But whenever I watch Zinchenko defensively, you target him.
But even with the whole Trent thing at Liverpool, like people say defensively,
but I think Trent is better defensively than Zinchenko. I think he is. I think Zinchenko is just defensively.
I don't think there's loads in it. I think Zinchenko because he's so attacking, he gets caught on transition, which makes it difficult. And Martinelli's.
But even against Wolves, I remember at home. A silly moment. I think did he give away a penalty or something similar to that? He gave away the ball and Wolves scored. I think like he's had a few moments this season, and it comes from him though. You look at Ben White, yeah, fair enough. Maybe I'm not focused on Ben White as much, but it just comes from
he's the one that has to get on the ball the most and can be exposed from that. He's the one that's creates, so that leaves you liable for being countered on or being targeted. But I don't think he's as bad as everyone makes out. He is bad defensively, but I don't think he's as bad as everyone makes out. I don't think it's a thing where you go, that's where we're going to target. I think it is more for you guys, the height that you have up front, the power and physicality, and you got to whip. You don't whip balls into the box. I think that's where we lose it in set pieces and doing that crosses, because that's where we've been defensively bad. I actually think Ben White has been. He's my worry.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Just keep shifting back. He's not tackling it. I don't know what's going on here.
It just doesn't seem. Again, he's not as good as last season. That's clear. But he just doesn't seem.
Maybe he needed the sun, with his tan and stuff. Maybe he had the Dubai sun now. Maybe he might be coming. He needed it because North London is cold, man. You lot not helping with 1 win in 7. The weather's not helping as well.
But I think that is personally will be the weakness. I mean, it doesn't help with Arteta not playing Ramsdale, and I don't want to keep bashing on about that.
Yeah, you got that as well.
The goalkeeper situation, it breeds nervousness amongst the whole back line.
So Raya, for me, I don't know what's the difference between Raya and Ramsdale. I'll be honest. I think they're too similar to each other. In fact, Raya's been suspect this season in terms of set piece at times and catching the ball. Yeah. I thought a few times. So for me, Raya in goal gives me a bit.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it will create uncertainty. So I think we can get exposed. I think a lot of fans that will be predicting this game will say we'll concede, but we should win this game. The conceding is probably through either what I'm going with set pieces, or it's the uncertainty of like Zinchenko or the Ben Whites or the keeper. So they're the only positions. I think in the midfield, I think we win that battle. I know you have quite a strong midfield, but I think we win that with whether it's Declan Rice, Jorginho and Odegaard or Havertz in there. I think we win that midfield battle. Going forward, I think we're quite sound and defensively they'd be able to track back. We'll be able to shut you off there. Centre backs. Saliba and
Gabriel. You should stop us.
They've been amazing.
Much in attack.
They've been amazing, bro. Yeah, you haven't got money. Yeah, you haven't got. Like I said, I don't see you guys scoring unless it's a set piece.
Go on, score predictions then. Let's end it with a score prediction. Let us know in the comment section as well what you think.
Let us know your thoughts. I'm going 4-0 because that's what I want.
4-0. That's what I want to see. Just at the same time, how many goals have you scored recently?
Not many, but that's what I want to see.
Have you even scored 4 goals in the last 5 games?
Don't get twisted. We scored many goals in the Champions League at home, and we've been.
I mean, it's not Champions League. I know. Crystal Palace are involved, so we know it's not Champions League.
But we've been rampant in front of goal, and that's at home. I know it's Champions League.
4-0.
Yeah, bro. Okay. We need. I'm telling you this now. Arsenal need a reaction. We can't. There's nothing but a win. Firstly, for us, it has to be, and secondly, you lot are in turmoil, and I can get clipped here. I'm gonna get clipped, but. We got to make an example of you lot. We got to really.
Yeah, you have to, because you have to show the rest of the league we're about in this league title.
We've had a break. You guys haven't had a break. We've got players returning. You guys aren't in great form, bro. We need to.
But whether you will, that's a different question. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below as well. Make sure to send in your score predictions. Thank you to Cecil for joining me today. Make sure to check out my Box to Box on AFTV. Like, subscribe, and until next time, up the Palace.